Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're here. At least I hope you're here. Facebook is telling me that. Okay, let's try this again. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're here. These Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. On Friday I said I was late because I had slept in, and yeah, that was true. I overslept. Or was that Thursday? I forget. But I said I wouldn't blame it on a technical glitch when it wasn't a technical glitch. This morning I'm late, technical glitch. Windows updated my computer last night. Can't find any of my files. I always save them same place. They're not there. Go figure. So, got that going for me. So, had to recreate my notes on the fly this morning. So, I apologize if it's a little frazzled or disjointed. Today's Red Mic message: work harder. Pretty simple, right? There's a Facebook page I follow pretty regularly. It's called Proactive Coaching. And the other day I saw a thing on there. It was a little article, a little graphic, and a whole bit. And it was a story about how this athlete was saying that when he was 13, he came home and he was mad and he was griping because of a coaching decision. He'd been moved from his preferred position to a different position, played defense. He didn't think it was fair, and he was laying all this out for his dad, and he fully expected his dad to say, "Yeah, you're right. That's not right." And maybe he would call the coach and get an explanation, and that's not what happened. This dad is my hero. he he looked him straight in the eye and he said, "Work harder." Then he walked away. Two words: work harder. No lecture, no complaints, no interference, no patting him on the back and saying, "Oh, I feel sorry for you," or "Yeah, you're right, you do deserve." No, he said, "Work harder." Well, the poster said that it had a huge impact on how he decided to lead his athletic life and eventually his non athletic life. If he didn't like where he was on the field, he tried to earn something better. He worked harder. If he felt like he was wronged, he didn't act all, outraged and defiant and entitled. He put in more effort. He showed up earlier. He put in extra time after. He worked harder. And he said that that mindset carried him into adulthood. It changed how he approached jobs, challenges in the workplace, leadership opportunities. He worked harder. And I think the lesson is this: there's far too many of us that want to jump in and fight our kids' battles. Blame the coach, blame the teacher, blame the boss, anybody but blaming the kid. Because, if you're blaming the kid, in effect, you're blaming yourself. Who wants to do that? I think in most cases, the most loving and empowering thing we can do for our kids is to take a step back, put the responsibility in their hands, and then do what that dad said and tell them, work harder. A few weeks ago, I was on the Mallet and Michelle Dripping Springs podcast, and they asked me if they thought that my coaching approach could work today, and I said I didn't think so because I would probably be perceived as being too hard. And I didn't know if today's parents would put up with that. I still don't know. But this was the way that I tried to approach coaching. If you want a position, prove to me that you've got the position, that it's yours. And you're going to have to prove that every day. You had a great game last week. Okay. What's next? Back when I was in radio sales, I had a GM who, our forms were in quad. Why? I don't know. One came to us, one went to the traffic department, one went to the business office, and then the fourth one, nobody knew what it was for. Well, he started using that fourth form. He would sign it. He would take my form off the back and hand it to me. He would take the other two forms, put them in a folder. They'd be moved on. This was on every sale. Didn't matter if it was, $500, $5,000. And then he would take that fourth one, he would wad it up, throw it away, and say, "What's next?" And at the time, it rubbed me the wrong way. I wanted an attaboy. I wanted a congrats. I don't know that I would have led a radio station exactly the way he did. In fact, I know I would have made a few changes for sure. But I don't know that that one was wrong. It was almost like, a real life version of Janet Jackson, "What have you done for me lately?" kind of thing. And it all comes down to today's Red Mike message. Work harder. It's not about being cold or harsh or any of that. It's preparing the kids or the people that you're leading. It's preparing them for what's next. Whether it's life, whether it's a new challenge, whether it's a new job, whether it's something that you can't even think of right now. Not every call, not every decision is going to go their way. And the only way that you're going to teach these kids to take control of their life is to encourage them to take care of their own effort. Raise kids who don't flinch at the hard stuff because, the hard is what makes it great, right? So, today's Red Mike message: work harder. That's all. Pretty simple. I hope you enjoyed today's Red Mike message. I appreciate you being here. I hope you will join me again tomorrow. Please give me a like, a follow, and a share, regardless of what platform you're watching this on or listening. Again, thanks for being here. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you again tomorrow, and don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.